What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 62 of the Rise to Glory, here with Gibraltar Apex, and today we are taking on Lech Poznan in the Champions League third qualifying phase. They are a Polish team. We've not encountered them before on this save, which is a little bit unusual. I kind of feel like we've played the same teams a few times in Europe. But no, new opposition today. Hopefully we can get a good result. Of course, last episode we spanked TNS 12-0 on aggregate. Since then, there has been a few transfers. I talked about the fact I'm trying to get transfers done. Just looking through these, you might notice a transfer that kind of stands out, and it's actually got to the contract stage of the contract negotiations of a loan. I might be loaning Diego Costa. Yeah, that might be happening. I mean, I'm expecting him to turn me down if I'm honest, but if we search here, show filters, and then show unrealistic transfers, so it only shows the realistic ones, and then we scroll up a bit, Diego Costa was just here on the realistic list, so I thought, let's stick in a loan for him. He's loan listed Sevilla, not wanting too much money for him either. If he comes, fantastic. I mean, I'm not really expecting him to, but I don't know. He could be a useful player to have, and well, with 20 determination, despite having a bit of an iffy personality, I feel like he could be a decent player to have tutoring our team. So that might be happening. I say might because obviously it's still up in the air. He could still turn us down. I'm still scouting a load of other players. There has been a few transfers go through since the last episode. Ismail Dejedi has now joined the club. He was the Ivorian who we'd already signed from ASEC. Looks like a good little player. You know, 18 years old. We brought him in for a pretty measly fee of £210,000. Even if he doesn't develop a load, we should still make some money back off him. You can see, well suited to Premier Division football. 4-star potential. We'll see how he gets on. Looks like a good little player. And then we have two more players coming in. The first of which is Hugo Ziganda. Now, this guy is just a loanee who we've brought in. Loaned him from Sociedad. Absolutely no fee paid for him. He's just here. We're not paying any wages. We've not paid any fee every month for him. I think he'll be a very, very good striker for us as kind of an option to have. I must admit, we have got a few strikers now in on loan. I might terminate one or two of them depending on if Diego Costa goes through. And anyway, there is one more transfer to tell you guys about. £190,000 paid for this guy, Aaron McVitie. And I'm about to nickname him the Digestive, I think, because of his last name, McVitie's. But anyway, looking at him, right midfielder, looks like he could be a possible successor, I guess, to Lourenco II. Lourenco, he's been a great player for us. You look at these two guys, though, they're pretty evenly matched. McVitie joins us from, I think it's Livingston he's joined us from in Scotland. It is indeed. We actually made some pretty decent money off him. You can see he was signed from Hamilton for $675,000. We've signed him a year later for $190,000. He looks like a good player, can play right mid, should be a good backup player. Didn't have any injuries that kept him out the first team, which kind of surprised me. And yeah, we picked him up relatively cheaply from Livingston. So those are the transfers that have gone through. In terms of how that impacts the team, it doesn't have a massive difference on us today. We are going to be sticking with our 4-4-2 on attack, of course, for this, the first leg. We are at home for it, so I'm hoping for a good performance. Obviously, last game, Mark Stewart did well, 3 assists, and Sean Jackson got 7 goals. In terms of the team, obviously, we can't change our squad registration too much. I decided to add McVitie to the kind of registered players for today's game, so I'm hoping he's going to do a good job for us. Good to have a right winger on the bench. In terms of other players on the bench, Ben Connolly's there, Kuka's there, Glenn Gilbert, Ben Yu, Melvin Thomas. We've got a pretty strong bench at our disposal, and I'm relatively happy, I guess, with where we are. The only position that's a little bit weakened, I guess, is the left midfielder position. Adam Smith is going to have to play there today. Not the best midfielder by any means, particularly at left mid. More of a striker who we signed on loan from Derby. But due to injuries to Jeremy Braun, who is out for a few months with strained knee ligaments, and also the absence of Paul Smith, who's out for 9 days to 3 weeks for a sports hernia, it's kind of forced us into a situation where, well, our next choice left mid is Adam Smith. So anyway, let's submit our team for today's game. Should be a good game. Hoping we can get a good performance. We are, of course, playing at home against this Polish side. Going to be a challenging game, but at the same time, you know, we proved ourselves last episode capable of beating teams pretty convincingly. I'm hoping for another performance similar to that one today. The Polish side here, not a bad team by any means. I do think we have the superior quality. And yeah, I guess it's up to us to try and kind of, I guess, get a good lead here, get a good early leg. I want us to defend well, of course. But no, I'm relatively confident with how the team is going into this game. We performed well previously. I'm going to change to our standard highlight setup of close camera for replays and 2D for everything else. Obviously, we changed that for the last episode because it got a little bit tedious watching all the goals flying at 6-0 up. But anyway, we are on the attack here actually early on, hitting them on the counter. Big ball up to Jackson. He is going to want to add goal tally goals to his tally this year. Smith out on the left. Bit of a makeshift midfielder. Whips it in and Stewart's there. Mark Stewart, the Scot, gets his first goal of the year. Got 3 assists across the 2 previous legs. Good to see him get off the mark. A nice finish as well. Jackson bringing the ball forward. Fell to Smith, who's slotting in that left midfielder position. And, well, there. Deflected cross, actually. And Stewart on the volley. Very nice finish. Keeper has absolutely no chance. And, yeah, perfect start. Cannot complain about that. Of course, a clean sheet would be very, very nice here because of the away goals. But we'll see how we get on. I mean, looking at them, they're a good team, Lech Poznan, but at the same time, I expect us to do a good performance today against them. They're a solid team. They're not going to be an easy opposition to shift. I've highlighted a few of their players who are very good. So if we could get, a 2 or 3 goal lead in this first leg, I'd be pretty happy with that. But I mean, I guess our primary objective really has just got to be to win this game. And of course, winning this kind of leg and the next leg would see us reach the the Champions League playoff kind of stage for, what would it be, a 3rd season in a row or a 3rd season in 4? I think it'd be a 3rd season in 4. I have a feeling 2 years ago we got knocked out at this stage in the competition. Either way, though, looking good here. 1-0 at the break. Been a pretty boring first half. And I'm actually going to tell the players I'm not happy with their performance out there. Lots of really good responses as well, which is pleasing. Going to march on into this second half. Hopefully we can, step up the performance a little bit, as we might have a chance here from kickoff. Lorenko whipping a ball of quality straight to the keeper, unfortunately. But yeah, things are going okay. 1-0. 1-0 at the moment, although we are bringing the ball forward again. Gary, edge of the box. Both our centre mids booked. That's a little bit of a concern. Ball whipped in. Lorenko, rebound. Fantastic save there by Sanoki in goal for them. Double save. Did very, very well there. Going to make a change. I'm going to take off Gary and I'm going to bring on Kundai Benyu. Part of me also wants to take off Joe Bouchard, but I think we're going to keep him on the pitch for now. Sean Jackson had that amazing performance previously. Been a little bit absent today. Did I just cancel my sub? I did. I'm not a very clever person. Confirm. Right. 1-0 still, though. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. I'd like a few more goals, and actually, we're bringing the ball forward here. Marriott whips it in. Cleared away. Can we box them in? Bouchard, Stewart. Oh, it was a chance for him to get his 2nd goal of the game. Blocked away nicely by them. But, I mean, 4 clear-cut chances, and we should be more goals ahead, shouldn't we? We should be in a better position than this. Ball whipped in. Stewart, can we make something happen? We can't. And Poznan, they're gonna live to fight another day, although, well, we're coming forward again with it. I mean, if we concede here and draw 1-1 or do even worse, we're going to regret these misses. It's another miss. Another clear-cut chance there for us. Our 5th of the game. Another good block, to be honest. A little bit disappointed Stewart couldn't find the shot and get it away on goal, but it was blocked well by their defence. Looking at the stats here, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. I mean, I was hoping for maybe a little bit more from this half. I'm going to bring on Ben Connolly, I think. I think the other change I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in Mick Vitti on for Adam Smith, who's struggling. Mick Vitti, yes, he's a right winger. Today he's playing out on the left. He's playing out of position. But his attributes do suit him to that role. And with Smith struggling for condition and match fitness, and the fact we already have 2 left midfielders out injured, I think it kind of makes sense just to be safe and kind of take him off. And there is McVitie. He scores on his debut. I'm going to have a biscuit after this game to celebrate. Aaron McVitie, first goal of the season for him, makes an instant impact, playing out of position. Corner was cleared away. McVitie's there. And he just scores a very, very tasty goal. And the defence crumbled in front of him. And it's 2-0. I've just made a few horrific biscuit puns there, really subtly. If you didn't catch on to them, I don't blame you. They were awful. 2-0, though. I would take this now. 2-0 would be a very good performance in this first leg. Half a minute left. Just hold on now, boys. Just defend. We've defended well this game. We've been dominant, really. We could be more ahead. Unfortunately, we've not taken all the chances that came our way, but I think this is going to be all she wrote for this match. McVitie gets the ball clear. 5 seconds left. Connolly's through. Connolly. Oh, he's missed a sitter. It's another chance. A 6th clear-cut chance. At the death. Ben Connolly squandering the opportunity. Regardless, a pretty good performance. Good to see us get the 2-goal lead and not concede. But at the same time, I don't know. We probably should have more. I'm just looking here. Dynamo Zagreb beaten Bate 9-0. They scored 4 penalties. I mean, what do you say about that? I don't want to play Zagreb again this year. I'm kind of paranoid about playing them again. McVitie made his debut, came on for 15 minutes, got a goal. He absolutely loved it. hopefully you enjoyed it too, guys. I'm going to be back for that second leg. We're going to get into it. I'm hoping for another good performance. And yeah, hopefully we can march on to the Champions League playoff stage. Okay, guys, so we are back for the second leg here. And before we get into it, news. Big news. It's happened. We've got him. He's in the van. Diego Costa is a Gibraltar Apex player on loan, albeit. In the end, we're not paying any of his wages. We are paying £850,000 for his services for the year. The 34-year-old, I mean, he's old, yes, and he doesn't maybe have the craziest pace. I still think he's an amazing player to sign. I'm very giddy about him. Unfortunately, can't be registered for today's game. But the 34-year-old, I mean, he's playing for us. I mean, when I started this save, I didn't know how long it was going to take in the future for us to get anywhere. And I didn't really expect us to get any kind of current, what I'd consider world-class players kind of in our squad. You don't really expect that, particularly, you know, knowing it's a long-term save here in Gibraltar, obviously. I was looking through Diego Costa's history. He's not had the best run of results anywhere, really. He did okay for Chelsea initially, and then he tailed off. He then moved to Juventus for £11 million 2 years ago, moved to Sevilla last year, only got 2 goals in 17. Now he comes to us to try and rekindle his career, which... I don't know. I'm just excited, if I'm honest. I don't know how much of an impact having him come to us is going to have on our club rep. I mean, it's got to have some kind of impact because he's just such a well-known footballer. So yeah, delighted to get him in on loan. We'll see how he gets on for us. But yeah, I'm pretty darn excited. We have got to make one change here, actually. Lourenco out with a chest injury, which is actually a surprisingly big miss for us. We are going to be lacking his services, I feel, in this game. And it does leave us slightly concerningly short, perhaps, on talented wide players in our team. I'm going to make some changes. I'm going to bring in Alessio, so we do actually have a left midfielder. McVitie, he's going to get his start today. He's kind of earned it, I feel, after the last game. The rest of the squad for this game, relatively unchanged. In fact, it's completely unchanged. So yeah, we'll see how we get on going into this game. Of course, away from home, we've gone to Poland now. Going to be a big game for us, but you never know. We did well in the first leg. We won that one 2-0. We've put ourselves in quite a good position here. If we get an early goal in this game to make it 3-0, they need 4 goals because of away goals. So, I mean, get out there, get a nice early goal is what I'm hoping from our team. You know, make this game as comfortable as it can be. And yeah, we'll see how we get on in this game. Of course, playing in our away strip of white, orange and grey. And of course, it's a striped kit. We'll see how we get on, though. Off the break, I thought we were about to score. We've got a set piece. Bouchard whips it in. Cleared away, but only as far as McVitie. He likes scoring against this team. He scored one already against them. And we've scored here. It's Smith with the goal, the makeshift left midfielder. First ever goal for the club. In on loan, of course. And that's a great goal for him. 1 minute in, we make it 1-0 here. And suddenly, well, for Lech Poznan, it's a massive mountain for them to climb. They are going to have to do very, very well against us here if they want to salvage anything from this game. The keeper, not sure what he's doing. I mean, what he's definitely not doing is making a save. Fantastic start to the match. Great goal there. And hopefully we can just make this game as comfortable as possible as we're on the attack again here. Jackson, options in the middle, cuts inside. Hit it, my son. Saved by the keeper. I can't talk. The keeper this time. That was an opportunity. That was a real chance. Saved away, though, by the keeper, but, well, 1-0 here. We're looking very, very good. And hopefully we can maintain this level of performance for the rest of this game. I might look to perhaps, if we score a few more, take a few players off, you know, protect some players from getting injuries. Going into the next leg. The draw hasn't been made for that. That will be preceding this game. We'll make sure we cover it in this episode. Assuming we get through, of course. But, I mean, I don't want to assume too prematurely. But given how we've performed so far this game, we are looking very, very good for our lead on aggregate. And, well, yeah. I mean, I can't complain. It's been a relatively easy run so far in the Champions League, you'd feel. And, well, we're on the attack here. Jackson beats his man. Lays off Stewart. McVitie probably should put that away. Misses it. Misses it, though. I feel like McVitie's going to be a difference maker for us. He makes a pass there. Stewart shoots. He should score. 2 clear-cut chances, I believe, in the same highlight there for us. Neither of them taken. And whilst we are winning this game comfortably, you look back at perhaps the last few games and perhaps where we've missed a few chances, I can't help but feel like maybe on another day, in another game, you know, against bigger opposition, these missed chances would really, really be costing us. We are on the attack here, though. Smith looking for his second goal of the game. Horrific finish there. Puts it way, way wide of the mark. But with half an hour gone here, I mean, this is the plan. This is the script that if I'd written out how to qualify for the group stage for a second year in a row, like it's all going to plan so far. And Jackson scores again. That is his 8th goal of the season. His 8th goal in the Champions League as well. He loves scoring in this competition. And we do make it 2-0 here. Now we are going to try and look, I think, to surpass how we performed last game. I want more goals here in this cold, wet night in Poland. Look at it. It's raining. The players' shorts are covered in mud. Look at the 3D. It looks beautiful. But yeah, 2-0 here. 4-0 on aggregate. Can we get another before half-time? That's the dream. That's got to be the dream. Haram bringing the ball forward. Smith, though, nice tackle. Medina up to Jackson. I want Jackson to score as many as he can this year. Last year, Smith for us got top assist maker in the Champions League with, I believe, 8. I want top goal scorer in the Champions League this year. I mean, Jackson, 8 goals already. That's not a bad total to have. Although Tom Lees, he's going to get sent off. He's going to get a really pointless sending off. And it's just annoying. We had one of these a few episodes ago, I believe, in the end of season live com. We've had another pointless sending off here. In terms of how I want to change the team, is there anyone struggling way more than anyone else for fitness? I guess Smith is struggling a little bit just because he's not kind of a regular in the side. So I think we'll take him off. We'll bring on Melvin Thomas, the Canadian centre-back, who can also play left-back. And we'll switch to this 4-3-2. I mean, we can't bottle it now, surely. They're going to need to score 5 goals. I mean, it would have to be a bad collapse. If anything, I'm hoping that the sending off is going to inspire us to do more. But at half-time, I mean, I can't ask for anything more of the players. Very pleased with that performance. 4-0 up, away goals way in our favour. We are looking like we are going to be marching on to the playoffs for the second year in a row. And only be one game, of course, away from qualifying for the Champions League group stage again, which would be a crazy achievement to do 2 years in a row. It would really help us on our way, I guess, to cementing ourselves as a consistent Champions League group stage team. And not only that, but obviously kind of promote Gibraltarian football kind of on a continental scale. Got a chance here. Marriott whips in. Jackson scores again. Well, I said we needed him to get goals to get top goal scorer. He's now got 9 in this competition. Not too shabby for him. 5-0 the score right now. And Marriott this time doesn't get many assists, the left back. In fact, I say that. He gets a lot in the league. It doesn't feel like he necessarily gets a load in these big European games for us. But he's got one right there. And Sean Jackson is going to be loving it. Medina's struggling a little bit at centre-back. I'm going to make another change there and just get on more fresh legs. We'll bring on Glenn Gilbert to play centre-back, I think. We've got one more change we can make. I think I'm going to take off Stewart and I'm going to bring on Ben Connolly. Just get some fresh legs on there. Give Ben Connolly, fan favourite, kind of a chance just to run out. It'd be nice to get him a little bit of match fitness. He's a useful player and he has had a real impact on games where we've brought him on in this competition. And, well, you never know what might be in store in the kind of next stage of the competition. So giving him a little bit of game time here is only ever going to help him. But it does look like here we are about to get a pretty convincing win. It's going to finish 3-0. We had a sending off. Despite that, though, we were very much on top in this game. Definitely the better team across the 2 legs. And, well, it's been 2 fairly straightforward Champions League qualifying legs so far in the last 2 episodes. And hopefully that can continue. Of course, we are going to have to look forward to who we are going to be playing in the kind of playoff stage of the competition for that spot in the group stage. But I don't know. I don't really fear too many teams at the moment off the back of a performance like that. Very pleased, boys, with your result and the performance. They're loving it. Tom Lees did get sent off, though. Bit of a shame for him because he's a useful centre-back for us to have. But we do have fairly good cover in that position. It does mean, however, he will miss the first leg of the playoff draw and the playoff stage of the Champions League. But anyway, we'll go forward now. We're going to get to the group stage if we can. We've had a bid for Ben Yu of £12,000. That is an awful offer. You've got to meet his release clause of £1 million if you want him. Still looking at players to potentially sign. Still, you know, keeping an eye out despite signing Diego Costa. It'd be nice to perhaps get a few players in permanently, although our transfer budget is getting a little bit depleted now. But anyway, let's go and watch this playoff draw so we can prepare for the next stage. Looking at it here, seeded teams Olympiacos, Copenhagen, Salzburg, Zagreb, Anderlecht. We played Zagreb before. I'd take them on again. We are still the team with the lowest coefficient, but of course coefficient I believe takes into account your last 6 years of performances in Europe. And of course, well, 6 years ago in Europe, we were going out in the second round. So our coefficient is never going to be that high. We are the first team out. Who are we going to play? It's going to be Olympiakos, the Greek team, who we are going to be taking on. Their key player, Zapata. I mean, he's quite good, isn't he? They've not got a bad team looking at it, just flicking through here. They've definitely got some good players. Not going to be an easy game, but we are going to do our utmost to cause an upset. Despite the fact, we've reached the group stage for the last few years, we are, I still think, underdogs in this competition. But I don't know. We have some good players in our ranks, and I think we can give them a good run for their money. But anyway, that is going to be the next episode, guys, against Olympiakos. I think the first leg is going to be at home. It is indeed, so that's good stuff. Hopefully, I'll see you guys for that next episode. There is a little bit of a gap until this game, so we've got a few players who should hopefully back from injury for this game, including Smith, the Australian left winger for us. I mean, he's been a big miss, Paul. And yeah, he should be back, which is really, really good news. And hopefully, with his influence, we can maybe cause another upset for another year in a row. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up this live con from me. Hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, smash the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. I will be back next time with the next leg against Olympiakos. And yeah, that is all from me. Thank you for watching. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.